all that like I need to preface all this by saying that originally I was kind of with the crowd that basically thought that Amber Heard was, likely not telling the truth about the whole Johnny Depp thing and that a lot of it was a bit iffy, on both ends of things, and both of them had kind of become a little bit, difficult to fully believe in the whole thing, but I didn't think that Depp necessarily deserved what she was saying about him, and but what I find myself in a state like my criticism of YouTube and of what's going on here on this platform is very like it's become almost too easy to make as far as a point of contention against the rest of them because it's just so obvious. See, my problem with this isn't so much that I think that, she wasn't the villain here or that nothing, happened. It's just that she lost at court, like it's over. And yet here we are, it's literally we're in September 20 we're literally on September 24th in 2022 and there are still people making videos about the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp drama and making a ton of money off doing it. I mean, it reminds me of my old jokes and about Thunderfoot, who I used to love to sort of mock, but only into like my very private circle of friends. It was like our inner circle that loved to dunk on him. But we were saying that about Thunderfoot that 20 years from now, he's probably still going to be making videos attacking and criticizing Anita Sarkeesian. And like, you can't help but think that maybe that he's got a bit of a crush on her that he just can't like put his pride aside to admit that, this is the reason why he hasn't been able to think of anything else or, or dream up any fresh content instead of just, constantly raking the same shit over and over and over again as if it's still fresh. I mean, have any of these people heard of the idea of moving on? I used to think that I had difficulty with it, I used to like come out on my poetry like multiple times and I was asking people like how the fuck do you just let the past go? It hasn't been that easy for me. Like it just hasn't been. And then, of course, I go and I look at this and I see that there are people that are still raking this drama for everything that it's worth, and nobody and nobody is calling it out. Like almost nobody is coming up here and just asking, the most obvious question, which is like, how the fuck are these guys still raking up millions of views when they haven't moved on and when their content is still basically zeroed in on this whole thing? It's become lazy and hackneyed. It's jumped the shark already as far as all that stuff is concerned, and yet we have people that refuse that we have millions of viewers that still won't admit it. And I mean, this is the same thing that I've been saying about American movies. I go by the movie theater now pretty commonly. We go on trips. We have to go to the grocery store and everything. And I'm lucky enough that I live within a very short distance of our local theater, but unlucky enough that when I look and I glance at what's playing on the thing, I go by there every week. I look at what's playing, I look at the whole list, and I can't see one fucking thing that I want to see. And it's been this way for like years now, and it's like my take individually is that all the talent when it comes to acting has moved off the big screen and onto the television basically and onto the streaming platforms. It's all gone, when it comes to Hollywood. And my contention about what happened to Hollywood is that it really just it stopped. Movies just kind of became very routine, that they stopped taking risk on things, they got lazy, and they started pursuing easy profits. People here on YouTube, they have this take that it's like the woke SJW mob that did Hollywood in, but Hollywood is an industry. And when you think about it, like when it comes to politics, a small minority can often make a huge impact on politics, especially since most people don't vote. But when it comes to like capitalism and the markets, like the SJWs just do not have enough or widespread enough numbers to actually, like, impact, much of anything that was taking place in Hollywood. Like, they just don't have enough power or influence to really impact much of anything, and so, we have these people here on this platform that constantly blame the woke SJW mods for what is, like, far easier to explain by just, sheer laziness and pursuit of profits, and I mean, China is a big country, and it's got more people in it than our country. I mean, they've got 1,000,000,000 people living there, and so it's perceived as a gigantic market, and so if you're making movies these days, you're not satisfied by selling just to American audiences, and what translates over to Chinese culture better than superhero movies, and so, you're raking the entire Marvel catalog for movie after movie after movie after movie out of the superhero genres, and if you're into that sort of thing, that's great, good for you. I'm not complaining about the fact that other people have different tastes than me when it comes to this sort of thing, live and let live. But, I'm definitely not interested in it. I've kind of got superhero fatigue. It's the same as a few other people on this particular platform. I am not. I'm not enthused by it anymore. It's no longer really all that interesting, and so it's gone to shit in that regard. And it's like we keep raking that particular content pen for more and more stuff, and I feel of this Amber Heard drama though, like I'm wondering, like like it's making me think back to like the songs of like Lee Tigra and Kathleen Hanna and all the songs that these guys made like historically and what they were saying and about how the lines of the songs when you look into it, you bought a new van for the first year of your band, you're cool, and I hardly want to say not because I'm so bored that I'd be entertained even by a stupid floor of a linear floor. Your lyrics are dumb like a linear floor. I'll walk on it, I'll walk all over you, walk on it, walking 1 2. Well, that's the whole fucking like how how in God's name are they still raking the Amber Heard shit? What is this country filled with like morons because that just like what is it that TV rotted your brains or something? Because at least some of the shows that I watch at least made me fucking still keep thinking. I mean, like, how is it that I watched this particular these shows and yet my brain hasn't been completely sodomized by television? I mean, like, what's going on here? Like, why? How in the fuck are you still able to make money off this drama when it's over? Amber Heard lost at trial. I mean, I would think that that would be it, like, but no, no. I mean, we still have to have a whole climate of misogyny and attacking her here on YouTube because she's just like the latest flavor of the week to hate on as far as women are concerned. Remember way back when it was Anita Sarkeesian? Yeah, me too. And our people are still probably making videos about her, like, just I don't get it. It's like nobody else ever moves on. I used to think I was the one with the problem.